material that she designed, Linda Stubbs.
Oh,
Prairie Flower Farm Girl. So I made this January after I'd made a whole bunch for my family. I'm like, I want one too. So this is special to me because it was a Farm Girl inspired print. So anyway,
cool.
So that's mine. Do you have a story behind?
This one, yes. This one is the Minnesota Apron,
Minnesota Apron,
which I saw at the Handmade Market and loved, and was told MaryJane already purchased it. Now I'm here wearing it, so I think that's
it's all meant to be.
That is meant to be, isn't it? So that's really, really special. And then I brought this one as well, which is just a vintage. I collect red stuff. My
Those
kitchen
were
is
all
color.
when girls had to take home ec. They all had to learn. They all had to make a gingham apron and learn
So
how
I
to.
just think it's
that
like
was
a
the first
fun.
apron. Yeah.
They're called chickens. Chicken
spread.
Yeah.
I think there was something in your pocket.
Is there?
You could just tell people aren't reading it. The little box
And
is
tell
right
us about
next
your
to the-
cocktail apron.
This is one of Bonnie's. She said it was her first one that she made. Where's Bonnie? There she is. I think it would be kind of snazzy for a special night out. Yeah, Bonnie,
I didn't know you had such a thing.
Or welcome home. Yeah, really. Where do you wear this with your black boots in the kitchen or what? When the kids are all gone.
Marlene, do you have a story behind the one you're wearing?
I do. A friend of mine had a shop in Carver, Minnesota, and somebody that she knew was making these aprons, and I bought it probably 10 years ago. And I wear this out to the garden. I travel back and forth in my truck in this apron.
I see pumpkin right there.
Oh, yes. And even though I washed it, it is clean. I usually find my garden clippers in here and the tags and string and all sorts of stuff, and then I run in and cook with it. So I have some other ones, but they're not as utilitarian as this one. I like this one with the big pockets.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cheryl.
This one is from West Africa, where my husband grew up, and it's batik. So everywhere where there's white, they put wax on, and they color the apron, and then they take the wax off. So and elephants are pretty big in his area where he lived. That's really pretty. My mother-in-law gave it to me.
And she lives in Africa.
Yes, she did. Yep, they're retired
So they
now.
wear aprons in Africa.
Oh yeah, she always had one on.
This is just my everyday, but this has a story. When I started the Farm Girl, I said, Mom, I never saw you wear an apron. She never wore an apron, but she said, but I have one. So she pulled this out. Her great aunt made it when she visited a Betty Crocker museum, and she loved the big red spoon. So she figured it out, made it, gave it to my mom. It's been in a neat little box all this time, and on the little package was a Betty Crocker spoon. So it's an unworn but meaningful of my great aunt, who's been dead for years. It's a little cheesy, but just that it was handmade, and she tried to figure out sewing. This is the first thing she sewed. So this special little thing.
That's priceless.
Christy, do you have a story?
I don't even have an apron. This is my husband's grill apron.
There's your story.
And I used it for the first time. I still have, from baking bread, I still have flour and stuff on it. So I need to order one of those River Valley Farm Girl aprons.
Bonnie, do you have a story? Oh, you have lots of stories.
I have lots of stories. Yes, this is the apron I went on when we went on our Farm Girls on the Loose trip or down to see Laura Ingalls Wilder Things, and I think it's appropriate to my size. And we had Holsteins on the farm, so it's appropriate to that too. And then I have a sewing apron that I made, and I collect novelty fabrics, and so this was they have little pockets here so that you can put your little stuff in there, and I collect buttons, so I'm falling apart, but that's all right. And this is the one that I won't be able to stand up now. This is the one that glows in the dark, and that's a Halloween apron I made probably 30 years ago when my kids were little. Thank you. And this apron came from Japan, and this is sashiko. And it's done like quilting, only with very thick thread. And it's what they used to pad their kimonos and especially around the house because it got cold in Japan, so they would put 2 layers of cloth together and do this stitching. And this just happened to be vegetable beet. And then the last one I just got from a friend of mine who is downsizing, and she said, "Would you like aprons?" I said, "Yes." I collect them. Thank you. Good. And now I need to show MaryJane her new quilt.
Oh, we got other people.
More aprons.
I've got a story behind my apron. My apron's pretty cool too.
Okay, let's wait.
My apron was not handmade by me. It was made by someone else. But the emblem is it's an Ironman apron. I get to wear this in the kitchen with my wife, and it's got pockets. It's a whole leftovers that I want to sneak that I can't put in my mouth when she's watching. I can grab, you know. Very nice, very nice. Custom made, obviously.
Okay, we have more stories over here. You should prop.
The baby has a story.
Oh, yeah. Okay, baby has a story. Okay, this is an apron that we got when we first got married, and my sons, I have 3 sons, wear this every time they cook, which is almost every morning one of them helps cook. And then this is and then this apron is the Christmas apron that my mom used when I was a kid, and she was making her own apron for being a grandma, and so I said I need this apron. So when we make Christmas cookies, I wear this for sure, but I wear it often.
Well, this apron was made by my friend CJ in trade for this hat that I made. I made her daughter and they requested purple raffia hats, which is purple is really hard to find. And she gave me 2 aprons in trade, and I gave one to my secret sister. Sue Freely got that.
You do a lot of the swaps online. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I swapped hats for soap. I've swapped hats for aprons. I swapped hats for all kinds of stuff. Some people bought them too.
Merit badge for swap.
Yeah. I would get that one.
So anyway, that's my apron. My CJ.
Okay, well, the apron I was going to wear tonight is in the backseat of my car, which my husband has, which is at the airport when he took my car to the airport instead of his today. And it has a neat story because it's embroidered. I found it in a box, and it still needs a little bit more work to be done, but my grandmother did it, so I'm going to have my mother do some of it to finish it, and my daughter, even though she doesn't know what she's doing, but I told her it was real easy. And then I'll finish it up, and then it'll be 3 generations of her family doing that embroidered, and it's chickens, which matches my kitchen. So this is just one I pulled out of my basket that I have a collection, so, and it's same stitchery, so there's the theme there. And the other thing I wanted to show you before we do you're talking about swaps.
Yeah.
And I've been out of town for 2 days. And so I don't know if you realize the impact you have on people.
On the mail, on the post office.
And I think really...
Can you get closer?
Someone should actually get you appointed to be the postmistress general or something of the United States Post Office, because we fund them big time. And we have to mail things differently because we never know how to mail it.
Old-fashioned letters are groovy in our realm.
Yes, it is. Until the post office gets involved.
Just don't send any jam. That costs a lot of
jam
money.
Jam was bad. But we've discovered secrets now. Media mail to send books and things. And you stick your hankies and your letters inside so they don't see it. But
Don't tell them that.
Right. You don't. No. And in Minnesota, you're gonna bust me. We can seal ours. Wisconsin, you can't. So that's what the ladies at the post office told me was stick it in the books. Well, why I wanted to show you this is a woman that I actually did a barter with, and I didn't know it at the time.
She's your secret sister?
No, it was just I had some W. McComber books, and I just put it up for barter. And she said, "Oh, I'll take them," and I packed up an envelope. I work, my husband works, my kids are grown. You know, I just stick stuff in and I get rid of it, so I don't have to have it around the house. But what I found out when I got the letter back from her, she actually has cancer, and that she takes these books with her to chemo. And then she sent me this beautiful bag, and today she sent me, I sent her some more books, and today she sent me a book I've never even seen it before, but obviously it sounds directly like something I would want to read, and then a journal that talks about the day the Lord has made, and we should be rejoicing in it, because you never know when you're going to have another one. And I think that's very fitting, and just wanted to share that with you.
All the connections being made.
On the FarmGirl photo
And then the
swap.
fun thing thing that we do. Have you seen these?
Gonzaga, Megan. Megan went to Gonzaga.
This is Gonzaga. Actually, I played baseball against them.
Who is that? It's Claudia, I think.
But
Is that Claudia?
it is
Buffy Puff.
Which is Claudia.
Claudia. Yep, that's Claudia.
Sister 870.
Yeah.
So we do the FarmGirl Sister Swap. So these are the two I got today.
Photo swap.
seen the
You guys,
photo
well, actually,
swap.
Chana started it, and then she dropped. So I took it over, and it was so popular. Now we're just doing
list
where
three.
if you want,
Yeah.
I had the first 10 list, then I doubled it and said I'm gonna send it to everybody.
Yeah.
So we had 20. So I got 20 photos, and then now everybody's
the
just
third
now
list.
we do is email.
Hard copy Facebook.
Yeah,
It is,
Yeah.
but it's with a letter and a story, and now I got a photo album.
Yeah.
And I put the
Everybody's
girl's
doing.
name.
Photo album so you guys
I know
can
the
see.
photo albums is mine's growing. I wanted to do a
It's so
collage.
fun.
So just you know, I know you're busy and what you've done and
So
what you
you-
do.
yeah, so you
is-
know
is-
what it's-
So actually, you get to see it for real. What really
The
goes on.
impact.
Pretty amazing.
The impact.
Okay,
it's-
now Bonnie's got her moment.
Oh, well, when you're done.
We're done. Oh, I'm
We're done. She's one to.
Done.
I just wanted to show her that.
100 years ago, when MaryJane first came out with this fabric. Well, it seems like 100 years ago. Anyway, I told her that I would make a quilt. And 100 years later, here it is.
Oh, look at it.
Beautiful.
Oh. I have that fabric in red.
Oh, and you have the hex. You have the chicken wire.
Chicken wire.
That's
Beautiful. And I had to
Thank
put
you,
it.
Bonnie.
So
pretty.
That's so sweet.
Thank
Oh,
you.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and she told me no applique, but I couldn't stand it, so I had to put the heart on there. Yeah, you didn't want applique.
That wasn't me.
Yes, it was.
Mom, it probably
It was 100 years ago, though. Remember?
I remember.
It was that
long
ago.
I just didn't want to create a lot of work for you.
Oh, it's pretty.
No, it wasn't. This was fun fabric to work with, and I have enough left over that
I
I
love
can
this
make.
stitch. Does your machine automatically
No,
do that?
no, it's
You had to do it one by one?
one by one.
Amazing. Wow. That took forever. 100 years, right?
100 years.
Yeah. Well, I want to wear it.
I know you're going to wear it because you're cold. You might want to. And actually, the quilt is cold. I couldn't believe it. I could put it on my shoulders, and it's cold.
Do you have a coat?
Yeah, I got a coat.
Okay.
Mom and Bonnie, will you pose with it together?
Yes.
I gotta get a still picture too.
Hold your hand up.
I can't find. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Smile. One more.